My name is Kathy, and was born and raised in Vermont. So I've lived here all my life. My first suicide attempt was in 2010. The second one was in 2016. Um, and then 2 or 3 years later, I had a friend who passed from suicide. Um, and then somebody from school somebody that I went to school with also died from suicide, and then a couple of acquaintances. Like I said, my first attempt was in 2010, and I had just recently gotten divorced. Um, and even though it was myself that wanted the divorce, it was still very traumatic, and I still felt like a failure. So it was a very trying time and very lonely for somebody, that was feeling what I was feeling. Again, I was feeling just like a failure and hopeless, and that people would be better off without me. The first time was a little bit more sudden, like it's not anything anybody would have expected. It was literally out of the blue. I just had made the decision. People will be better off without me. Um, the second time, people could see that I was declining. Um, I wasn't eating. Um, you know, um, it was choosing unsafe behaviors, things like that, and couldn't seem to get out of the rut that I was in. Um, and so I had my second attempt, and it's been harder to recover from that one. I lost my career. I lost a lot of friends. So I was dealing with that afterwards too. I couldn't rely on some people um, after my second suicide attempt because they kind of, in my opinion, separated themselves from me um, because I wasn't doing what they thought I should be doing, and they couldn't fix me, and it wasn't up to them to fix me. They just went, they were telling me, you need to get therapy and you need to do this and you need to do that, but nobody actually asked me what I was going through, and what did I need, what did I want. It was just all kind of like people giving their suggestions and their thoughts and their opinions, and taking it personally as something against them, and it wasn't against them. I still feel today that the friendships that I lost were because of misconceptions, of fear, and they can't make you better. I mean, for one, they weren't professionals, and it wasn't their job, but they took it upon themselves, and I think that had a really big impact on them emotionally, um, and so they had to separate. Yeah, the feelings of abandonment were awful. So after my first suicide attempt, I engaged in some services. I took some time off from work. You know, uh, Started walking with my dad, which was a really good thing. Because they say exercise is good for your mental health too. So that was very helpful. I do have people that I can get contact now. Um, and think about my family and my son and my grandson, um, and what impact it would have on them if I wasn't here. Um, and so, yeah, it's been a struggle. um, and I continue to work at it every day. It doesn't go away, but it does get better. I do a lot of volunteering now. I give up a lot of my time. I shouldn't say give up a lot of my time because I enjoy doing it. Um, so that helps because I'm helping others, which is something that I've always loved to do. It surprised me how little suicide is talked about. how little people understand about it. Um, and I didn't realize, I mean, I knew that there was stigma, but I didn't realize how much stigma there was, um, until, it happened to me. I think just sitting me down and having just a serious conversation with me about what they were seeing, but not having that person think that they need to make me better because nobody else could make me better. They couldn't fix me, um, even though they thought they could. And, I think that if they could just have been by my side as a support and maybe learn more about suicide, um, that would have been very helpful. Um, it's taken me a long time to be able to be comfortable telling my story because of all the stigma that surrounds suicide. Um, because there is a lot of it, and it the stigma makes you feel like you're a bad person, um, because you went through that, or that you're selfish, and none of that's true. Don't make assumptions. Don't make assumptions, and be kind.